You can't see my face. Okay. Hi. I'm Memento. The echo is really bad right now. Okay. Oh, hi. Welcome back to the Black Bibliophile, aka Spacey Babe, aka my name's Jazz. So Jazz. I wanted to welcome you guys back to this channel and also explain what's going on with this channel and where I've been. So to start, let's start with what's going, actually, to make this make sense, let's start where I've been. So, as you all know, I am chronically ill. I have several ailments which cause me to be bedridden, pain. I have 5 herniated discs and osteoarthritis in my spine, which is like the main reason why I've been gone. But also, I started a business. I opened my comic shop, Visionary Comics, and in downtown Riverside. And with that, and being a writer for Women Write About Comics and all the events and cons and all the things that I had to deal with, I just got so busy that I let the channel slip and it just disappeared and went into the background of my brains. So with that gone and out of my head, I was just focusing on work and trying to get everything done. And then I want to say April of this year, I had my first spine surgery, which I had to have because I had a herniated disc pushing on my S1 nerve, causing me to have an extreme leg pain, back pain, butt pain. I couldn't walk, sit without like a cane or a walker. I usually had to use a wheelchair, which I still have to use a wheelchair, but that's not like when I go places. Like right now I'm standing, but that's because I cannot sit down. We'll get to that. But so I had that surgery, and the recovery process was about 6 weeks of recovery, my surgeon said. So about, I want to say 2 months after that, the pain came back in my legs, but like with a vengeance. It was like back pain times 2, or like the sequel, back pain, we're back to kill you and fuck up your whole life. So the pain started in my lower back, and then it went down both my butt cheeks and like down both my legs. And it was so bad that I could not sit, stand, walk, and I could barely lay down. Laying down was the only position where it only hurt a little bit. So like on a scale of 1 to 10, I was at like a constant 3 million, but when I was laying down, I was in that actual 10, if that makes any sense. So, and I wasn't gonna pass out. So when I stood up, I actually would pass out from the pain. It was so bad I would pass out. So I went to the hospital to see my spine surgeon, and I actually passed out in the elevator at the hospital, and then they had to admit me into the hospital, and I had to have surgery that next. So I passed out on Thursday. No, I passed out on Thursday, or was it? Yeah, it was Thursday, and I had to stay in the hospital until that next Tuesday, and I had to have spine surgery, and I was like drugged up and all that stuff because the pain was so bad that I tried to walk to the bathroom in the hospital like a dumbass, and the bathroom was like where this door is. It was not far from my bed. I was like here, and that was the bathroom. I stood up, the nurse saw me stand up, my whole face went white, and I was doubled over. So I had that spine surgery to fix that, but now, like I had that surgery 4 weeks ago, so it was August 7th, and it's September 6th. Ha, I know what date it is. Victory. But so, brain fart. So that's why I'm standing. I just had that surgery, and sitting for long periods of time is a no-no. I either can lay down or recline. And reclining, there's not great lighting and you can't see me, and I'm probably going in and out of focus right now. But that's why I'm standing, because I can't lay down because I had the second surgery. But right now, the second surgery is going well. It's only a month after having it, but I don't have as much pain as I did before, and you know, life is good or whatever. But The reason why the channel is different now and I changed the name is because I've been bedridden and stuck in my house in this very room. Well, not this room. This room's like the bathroom because that's the best light because it's like dark outside and I don't have lighting equipment. So neither here nor here, there. But I've been stuck in my bedroom for like almost a year now. Since I last saw you, I've been in bed because of my back. So, and like when I'm outside, I'm in a wheelchair or whatever, and it's for work. But I've been in bed for almost a year, so I've been reading lots and lots of books, but I couldn't set up the camera and do this, what we're doing right now, because I just didn't have the stamina or the energy or like to put on makeup and to look like a human to get on camera. So, I started my podcast because I still wanted to talk about books and review books, but I just didn't want to have to get up and actually set up a camera and do all that shit. I mean, podcast is almost just as hard, if not harder, because there's so many fucking steps. But I started my podcast, which is called The Black Bibliophile, and that's why I renamed this channel The Black Bibliophile, because I've been uploading all my podcasts onto this channel to give you guys something until I can get back up. For a while, I didn't think I'd be able to do this again, but my fiance convinced me to just get up and get back on camera. So, the plan for this channel is it's still going to be called The Black Bibliophile, because I feel like just spreading out the brand so everybody knows what it is like, it makes it knowledgeable. I'm gonna put my phone down. It makes it a little easier to digest if it's all like under the same umbrella instead of like Spacey Babe and then The Black Bibliophile. I'm tired of having the two separate things, so I'm merging them. But what this doesn't mean is I'm gonna keep doing my podcast and I'm gonna keep doing this channel, but I'm not gonna have the same reviews. So say I upload my podcast and my YouTube the same day and I'm reading Good Omens or whatever. The podcast both the podcast and the video will not be about Good Omens. So like, say I'll talk about Good Omens on the podcast, and then for the YouTube channel, I talk about like whatever other book I've been reading. So I'm gonna try to read 2 books at once so I can talk to you guys about something new. And then if you ever want to check out the podcast, it'll be completely other different content. Completely other different content? That's not a sentence. Completely different content on my podcast. So you can check it out here, or you can stay here and check it out, or you can go down below. I'll put the link to my podcast. So the YouTube channel will focus more on the visual literature that I'm reading, like graphic novels, comics, zines, and of course there'll be books on here, like cool books or whatever, and I'll keep up with all the obscure book Wednesdays and all that other stuff. But my podcast will be more focused on novels and, yeah, probably novels and literature. I will probably talk about some kind of comics, and I'll do interviews on my podcast, but with creators that I know, and them talking about making comics and them talking about that on the podcast. But here, it's just you and me. Just you and me, guys. We're gonna talk about comics, books, and all that shit. So don't have to worry. The podcast and the YouTube are not going to double up each other. The only time it'll double up is when I upload my podcast onto YouTube, so you can listen to it without having to look for it on iTunes or SoundCloud or Stitcher or whatever the hell you use, because there's a whole bunch of different platforms. Whew, let me just take a breath. Whew, shit. Alright, and talking and standing is like, who knew that'd be difficult? So, and the last thing I want to talk about, guys, is I am no longer going to monetize any videos. This video is not monetized. And after this video, this is nothing after this will be monetized. Because I started a Patreon page. And I started the Patreon page mainly for the podcast, because podcasting comes with so many fees. It's not like YouTube, where you can just post your videos for free and like create content for free. Like all I have to do is pay for Adobe, which I do anyway because I use it for work. So this is easy. But for my podcast, there's so many fees that go with it. I have to pay Spreaker. I have to pay Spreaker, I have to pay SoundCloud, I have to pay all this stuff for storage so I can have somewhere or a server to support my podcast, basically. So I started the Patreon, and basically I'm just asking patrons to donate $1 a month, and that would cover everything. And so with any money I make, extra money I'd make, I would buy microphones, I'd buy lighting so I could shoot at night, not in my bathroom, and stuff like that. So instead of monetizing my videos and putting you guys through extra commercials, I'm just going to say, I'm gonna link my Patreon down below. If you guys want to donate, you can. If you don't have to. It is optional, because I feel like it's a better process than having, like, forcing you to watch commercials so I can make money. So for my videos from now on are going to be unmonetized. So from here further, I can go back and demonetize the other videos, but that doesn't want, I don't want to work. I don't want to. I'm still recovering, guys. I'll probably do that in the future, but right now I'm just trying to get you some content. Okay? So the next video, so these videos from here on out will not be monetized. That means you can go on Patreon and donate, or you don't have to. It's whatever. It's there if you're interested. You know? Because I'm like saying, there's no reason for you to be forced to support me. If you want to support me, you can. If you don't, you don't have to. So same thing with my podcast. I'll never monetize my podcast. My podcast will always be my podcast. It won't be monetized. So you can just listen to it for free. Anyways, and you can always download it for free on SoundCloud. So like, you honestly, all my content I want to be for free, and I want it to be available in as many places. So my podcast will be available on this channel in a separate playlist, but also my videos will be coming up. So most likely I will try to start posting once a week if that's possible. If not, I will update you guys via social networks. So you can follow me on Twitter and Facebook, I guess. No, Instagram. Instagram's way better. I'll leave all that down there. I would put it up on the screen, but it's down there. If you want it, it's down there with everything else. So yeah, I'm back. I'll try to bring you a video every week, something different from the podcast. Also, the podcast is either, it's gonna be the same as the channel, so it's gonna be weekly, but if it's not, if I miss a week, then expect it next week, the week after the week I missed. And just, you know, go with the flow. I'm still recovering from surgery. I still own a business, and we're in the process of moving everything. Like, we're moving, store's moving, everybody's moving. So just be patient, and hopefully we can get you more reviews. I know, side note, I promised you guys Rama 2 when I did the review for Rendezvous with Rama. I'm always gonna fuck up that name. Rama, I know I owe you the sequel, and I did read number 2, and I started number 3, and I rage quit number 3. So I have a video coming out about number 2, called, I think it's Rama 2. I think it's actually called Rama 2. And then book 3 in that series of the Rendezvous with Rama series, and why I rage quit it. So that's gonna be a combination video, and maybe I'll do that one next week, just about the rage quitting, because every time I think about it, the rage comes back. And that's why I didn't write that video. So I'm sorry guys that you didn't get that video. I will be bringing you that video as soon as possible. Alright, so that's everything. I think I caught you up with how everything's changing and like the name of the YouTube. And it's not gonna just be a podcast channel. I will come here and speak with you if you'd like. I don't know, you guys subscribed and I was like, whoa, I checked my YouTube channel. I was like, whoa, when I started uploading on the podcast, I was like, shit, 47 subscribers. I'm a big deal, but I'm not. So I saw that there were 47 of you, and I'm like, that's more friends than I've ever had. So I was like, you guys like me and you want to hear my babbling thoughts about books, and I will provide you with that. So thanks for coming here and watching my videos and listening to me ramble for this long ass video. Hopefully it's not too long. Hopefully it's a normal length, but it's probably not gonna be. So yeah, cool beans. Thanks for coming and chatting, and I'll probably see you guys next week with that my video. So I'm not gonna bye.